We're at the CELEBS.com studio with the cast of The First Time, Dylan O'Brien, Britt Robertson, Victoria Justice, and director Jonathan Kasdan. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
I love the movie, and I have to say it's the first time I actually felt an emotion of missing high school, which I didn't think was
ever in your life?
I didn't think I ever would miss high school, but it did. It made me kind of miss that. Like, it's just so, it's,
I miss filming the movie, so I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like, at the time it was awful going through it, but looking back, I'm like, oh, that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
Totally.
Is that
it goes by so fast, you know?
Yeah, was that kind of the agenda?
Yeah, I mean, you know, for me it was like I spent my high school years looking forward to the weekends. That was the whole thing. So I wanted to write a movie that took place entirely over the weekends because I thought that's where all the fun stuff happened and that's where all the memories that you keep tend to happen. And, you know, this is sort of contained in that period. You know?
So I wanted to jump right into it's a little bit of a delicate subject, but sex on screen. Because, you know, respectively, you guys are coming from Nickelodeon, MTV, CW, you know, kind of a wholesome image. What was that like for you? I mean,
I was going to say, I have a lot of sex on the CW, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
But I have to say that sex scene was pretty, I mean, I found myself wiggling in my seat a little bit. It's steamy, it's intense. Was it that way for you individually, and how did you handle it as a group? Like,
As a group, all together.
Victoria was actually coordinating.
I was in the corner watching, like, yes.
Yeah,
Kicking butts, adjustments. Yeah, maybe you should touch her.
but individually, were you concerned a little bit about, like, oh my God, how is this going to be to watch on a big screen with,
My biggest concern was being able to, like, keep a straight face during half of that stuff. But just because,
Well, the sexy stuff, you know, this stuff had to be, like, sexy. And, like, John, you know, it wasn't enough that we knew it had to be sexy. John kept being, you know,
like,
be
sexier.
And you know, I was standing right on the other side of the camera
okay,
going like, okay,
trying.
pull it together, pull it together.
I don't know
Because they
how.
were giggling and laughing the whole time, and it was like...
We were like 12. Well, I mean, we weren't 12.
Well, we
They
were
were all-
12.
That would make
No,
things
so that would be...
inappropriate.
But it was like, make more noises, be louder.
I know, and by the way, I hate he made me do that because watching it on screen, I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what is that? Why am I talking and making those noises? Anyways, the question?
that was what I was wondering, because it's one thing, you know, on a show everything happens so quickly, so you're just kind of like, I wanted to say in and out, but like it's happening very fast. But this scene, I mean, I saw everybody just kind of like,
Yeah, that was a 12-hour day.
Yeah, 12-hour day of that,
Good
making
12
grunting and noises.
It's not, I can't complain.
And was it daunting at all for you to think about as well? You're coming to a film festival where you're going to be doing Q&A and panels and press interviews, and basically about you losing your virginity. You know, the topic.
Yeah.
No one's really asked about
No
it.
one's
though.
asked
It's kind of
us
funny.
about
Yeah, no, it's just the Q&As and the interviews are those daunting things.
Yeah.
You didn't think what they would ask.
Yeah.
Like,
And
right
once you're
now
actually
asking.
giving, yeah. I mean, it doesn't. People tend not to ask that question. It's funny. Like,
Maybe they're uncomfortable.
or I guess with me, people just assume that was my first time, and I just made a movie of
Right,
it. Like nobody
exactly.
bothers to ask. But that's not true either.
And with us, I guess they just,
Yeah.
I don't
They
know.
assume none.
They
They
just
assume you're all
don't care.
virgins.
Yeah, because I mean, I was having flashbacks to like when Britney Spears got started. You know, people started actually asking her, and so she started lying, and then they made such a big deal about the fact that she lied about it. And I was thinking,
Disaster.
It's so weird, though. I feel like that's someone's, like, own personal, you know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like it's weird that people are like, happy we're having you, and like, if the, you know, like, that's not anyone
Plus,
else's
it takes
business.
some of. I agree, and it takes some of like the sexuality and mystique out of someone to like have to like say like, yes, I was 17.
Yeah, it's like,
It was a
It was
freak
terrible.
accident.
It was a park. You know.
so social media. This is kind of a good segue into
Yeah.
social media. The three of you specifically are kind of social media rock stars. So I mean, in terms of your numbers, you know, if you add up, you have hundreds and thousands of followers. Is that something you pay attention to? Does that matter to you? And what's your favorite way of
Dylan
you?
is constantly tweeting. I mean, I think that's why he has so many followers. Non-stop, always has the phone out, taking pictures, videos. He's really, really involved with his fans and his
Really,
You're such a good. Yeah.
No, he hasn't tweeted in like a month and a half.
So,
okay,
wanna
I'm
stop
guilty of
following
it.
him.
I tweet all the time.
And
Well, not all
I
the
think
time.
you have like 120.
She's got a million
Yeah, you have
plus
like.
people.
Yeah,
They're over you.
well, that's why, like, it's really cool to be able to keep in touch with the people that are supporting you. You know what I mean? It's really cool. And
But do people write mean stuff too, and do you read mean stuff?
sometimes, I mean, yeah, but it's
'Cause
the
my
other
friend-
day I actually like
Yeah.
called someone out on something, and not because anonymous people online, people are always going to say hurtful things and pick you
Yeah.
apart,
Right.
and not everyone's going to like you, obviously, and
Yeah.
that's fine. And it doesn't really get to me. But the other day, some girl on Twitter said something that she used like a really offensive word, like a derogatory term towards gay people, and it like that's what really bothered me because I
Yeah.
feel like people just shouldn't be using that word anymore, and you know, in that way.
And
so
so you
I said
responded,
something
yeah,
about that, and I
that's
was like,
cool.
that's really like offensive to a lot of people and hurtful. So
Yeah.
please unfollow me. So
Yeah, it seems
I
like
don't
it's
know.
kind of a necessary evil, though, for your genre. That's really how your fans want to follow you and
Yeah.
pay attention.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
what's your favorite way? Each of you, what's your favorite way of using social media?
I just,
You're bad at it.
so I just don't think to use Twitter.
You
know? Like,
don't?
I wouldn't have a Twitter if they didn't set it up for me. And like, I mean, I've done.
You don't do
I've tweeted.
Facebook. You don't.
I don't have Facebook either.
Nothing.
No.
YouTube.
Yeah.
That's considered
Now you
social
found
media.
my place.
Yeah, there it
I knew
is.
Each of you had some.
YouTube's my thing.
What do you love about it?
YouTube was like the coolest thing ever. It was, I mean, for me, it was when I was like, I was able to kind of showcase like my work.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, it's like a platform that it's just open to anybody. You just
Yeah.
upload your own footage, and you can create literally just this body of work. And
Yeah,
I mean,
and
that's how
part
I
of
even got
yeah,
into
it's
acting.
really
that's how
cool.
his career
Unreal.
started.
Oh,
Yeah.
like your own version of movie
Yeah.
making.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Skip
like
the
you literally have a
middleman.
channel. It's like you kind of have a
Yeah.
little TV. So.
I honestly like if it wasn't for Nickelodeon and where I started with them, like I didn't want a Twitter. I didn't really want any of that. I was kind of like really opposed to social media and all that kind of stuff.
How come?
I don't know. I just didn't think. Like I didn't think people would want to hear what I had. I mean, I was
Yeah,
like, what am I
that's-
gonna tweet about? Blah
Yeah.
blah. But I mean, the fan base that I'm interacting with a lot right now, they're just like they're really like sweet, and it's just really cool, and it's cool to be able to share pictures from the set and to
Yeah.
have them be a part of it, because not everyone gets to. I feel like really lucky the position that I'm in right now, and like it's cool for a lot of people to see that. So I mean.
Yeah.
And also to like spread messages, and
Yeah, you-
I think that's also really important. And I work with a charity called Girl Up, so to be able to spread the word about that kind of stuff, and just to get the word out about things that you're passionate about, projects that you're doing, and it's just really cool that you can reach so many people now, and then you can see instantaneously what people are saying back to you. You can reply to them, so it's just so like such instant gratification, and it's really amazing.
I'm gonna sign up.
How about you, Britt?
do it. It's
I know, I was
really
like,
fun.
wow, that was convincing.
Yeah.
I was like,
now.
so I'm gonna work on
I
that.
should
Get back
do
to you in a
that
couple
too. I'll
months.
do that too. I'll tweet you.
John.
No, I don't have any. When we got into the festival, they tell you like a week before, and they say don't tell anybody, and don't let anyone from your cast tell anybody. It's like a secret until we announce officially. And I don't really have a presence on Facebook either, but I have an account, and I saw that our editor had posted something, and I wrote to him and I said, Hugh, you got to take this down, because no one can know even that there's a possibility that we got in until Wednesday. And I got up from my computer, and it occurred to me that, like, I had no idea if the three of them had Twitter accounts. So I Googled, like,
And of course,
Dylan
I'm like,
O'Brien,
congrats, everybody!
Britt Robertson.
I think I should do it too. Yeah.
And John's called, he's like, you gotta take it down.
Yeah, there are
3
no
days
secrets.
later,
And then I was like,
reposted
you
it,
gotta
was
put it back
and
up.
again.
You gotta put it back up.
I'm like, you got to put it back up now. That's my entire
You're like, I don't
relationship.
even want to put it back up now.
But that night, I went out to a movie, and I was like, oh my God, they're gonna kick us out for Britt's tweet. It's like we're never gonna get in now.
You didn't even tell me. I was just like, congrats
We're
to
never
O'Brien,
gonna-
everybody.
Well,
Cast and crew.
I love the movie. I thought you all did a beautiful job.
Thank you.
Congratulations and best of luck in the festival.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very
Thanks for your
much.
time.
Appreciate it.